Hunter, it is so great to have you, man. We are honored to have you. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you guys getting me on here.
Oh, absolutely, man. So listen, we're gonna start this off with just a couple softball questions, even though this is a baseball episode. What's your favorite song right now?
Favorite song right now would be Fast Car by Luke Combs.
Oh man, Lounge Dog's gonna love that. So, all right, next question. Favorite baseball movie of all time?
I'm gonna go with The Sandlot.
That
Sandlot is always a solid choice.
that's the only answer in my opinion. But Randy, we got to backtrack for a second because since he said Luke Combs, I know it's been a couple weeks now, but we got to ask Hunter because Luke Combs once did a show with his voice messed up and gave it to him for free. So being I told you we're around the Oxford area. I actually was at the LSU Ole Miss baseball game, leaving it when people were going to pack in for Morgan Wallen. Hunter, man, how pissed are you, bro, if you go to that concert and that happens?
Man, I have heard a little bit of the stories, but it seems like y'all boys down in Oxford gave him a little bit too good of a time down there. That's
Yeah, they can do that.
I
But
heard
Hunter, let me tell you, man, it's not the first time that people have left Vaught Hemingway disappointed.
that's right.
And plus, look, Hardy put on a good show. Morgan Wallen played the Saturday show. He didn't make it back for Sunday, man. I think there was, and he always said, you mentioned it pre-episode. Broadway Nashville's crazy. He stays away from the Broadway girls. Now he's got to stay away from them little dresses down in Oxford, man. You just never know.
That's
I
that's
only,
I hear
I only
you.
brought up because he said Luke Combs, and after all that stuff happened, I seen that look because I didn't know the Luke Combs story, and I seen the Luke Combs video, and I'm like, man, I'm a Luke Combs guy now. If I was a Morgan Wallen person, I would be a Luke Combs person now. I'm like, forget Morgan Wallen.
I still am a fan of both, Hunter. I got to be honest. But
Yeah, I got them both on in the truck all the time.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, man. So last question before I turn you over to Jim and we get into the story. Favorite athlete of all time. It ain't got to be baseball.
Uh, Favorite athlete of all time. I'm gonna go Jason Giambi.
Jason Giambi.
Yeah,
That is not an answer. I think we've never had that answer.
yeah. I
I,
feel
li-
like
I like it too for that reason.
No.
I grew up a huge Jason Giambi fan as a kid. Man, my parents were. I mean, we're only about a 2 hour drive from the Oriole Stadium when we're at home, and so every time the Yanks would go down there to Baltimore, we would go up there, and a huge Jason Giambi fan.
Let me ask you, Randy, does it excite you more? It does me. It excites me more when you don't hear the guys we expect, though, right? Like because
I agree.
it shows he's a real fan, honestly. Like if he just throws off the biggest name out there, it's like, does he really watch, or is he, a sports center guy, right? Like, but if he's saying Giambi, he's watching, man.
No,
Yeah,
Giambi, that the guy was a tank, man. He could hit
he
bombs.
was a dude. Yeah, he was the truth back in the day, man. When I was a kid, he was the real
Well,
deal.
Randy was watching those teams because he's a Jeter guy. So
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Derek Jeter, all-time favorite myself. Just hard to find a better leader than that, man.
Yeah, that documentary, man, they did on him was super cool. I enjoyed watching that.
I think, and let me ask you this, Hunter. If you ever get a documentary done on you,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Derek Jeter had a lot to say in how that was put out, though. Because you see some documentaries that maybe don't show the best side. That showed the
Right.
best side of Derek Jeter all the way around,
Yeah,
man.
it did. Yeah, it did. I think that yeah, there's a little bit more to the story, but I don't
There's
know.
more to the story. They didn't mention gift baskets not one time.
you like it last dance style, which is actually how this podcast started because we started
That's
talking
right.
about all the drama of it.
I
Yeah,
do have one question that's not on the script, Hunter. If somebody was gonna play you in a movie, who would it be, man?
I know the answer because somebody I know I know his name now. I'm gonna wait for his answer. He looks just like a certain somebody.
Who
That's why
me?
I'm asking the question.
He looks just
Uh,
like Josh Duhamel, man.
I
Yeah,
don't know who that
yeah.
is. What does he play?
In a million movies.
Don't
Isn't he?
ask me that question.
Well,
They're all rom coms.
just because you asked me, no, just well, they are like because he asked me right off the top, and I was thinking about the last movie I'd watched with my son. He's actually the badass military guy in Transformers, but I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
think.
yeah. I would.
He's not an ugly dude, Hunter. So we ain't checking by
I
no means.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, so let's get into your story, Hunter. Man, where is it you're from?
So I'm from a small town in Virginia called Farmville. Farmville, Virginia.
Farmville, literally called Farmville. And so
How many people live in Farmville?
Um, I know that there was a stat that there was more people at the LSU baseball game that I played in on Thursday night than there is in the population of my hometown.
oof.
So I think there was like 13,000 there Thursday night, and so whatever. Yes, I think it was like 11,000 people in Farmville, Virginia.
Man, Randy, I don't even know what to do with that. But hey, you know what? Got to start somewhere, right?
That's right.
So let's talk family dynamics, man. I was reading up on you. I seen you come from a big family, man. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so my parents are divorced. My parents split up when I was like 3 or 4. So I was going back and forth as a kid between my mom and my dad's. They live about 30 minutes apart. So yeah, my family is awesome. The school I was at in the past is actually right in Farmville, Virginia, right in my hometown. So it was cool that they got to be there for all the games, and my mom would have a 5 minute drive from her house to the ball games, and my dad had a 15-minute ride. So it was, yeah, my family is super important to me. They've been able to come out here to some games, so it's been awesome.
So I seen you got 3 siblings. Where do you fall in the mix? Oldest, middle, youngest? Where are we at?
Yeah, so I'm the oldest by a lot. It's crazy. I think I'm the oldest by 15 years.
Oh my.
Yeah, they hit the reset button after I got out the house, man.
They were like this, Hunter man wasn't it. We got to redo this.
Yeah, they said they were like, yeah, they wanted to restart it. So yeah, I've got a little brother and two little sisters.
So have you been able to take advantage of, I mean, having that many years of experience, just being able to teach them some things and give them some guidance in life?
I have, man, especially my little brother. Me and him are pretty tight. So he likes to hunt. I love to hunt. So especially, times like that, me and him get to spend a lot of time together in the woods. It's been pretty cool.
I love it because you segued to my next question. My favorite thing I read on your bio. It's rude to say it like that, but Hunter, I gotta know, man, how did you shoot yourself?
So I actually didn't shoot myself. I got shot in a hunting accident.
That's not what the bio says. It says you shot. You better
Yeah,
talk to Kentucky SI department because it says you shot yourself in a hunting accident.
that's a bad look. And that
That's
is
a bad look.
that's a bad look. That's not how it went down. So I don't know how they do hunting in like in Memphis where you guys are from, but
There's a different kind of hunting where we're from, bro.
yeah, so we do in Virginia, we do hunting with like the dogs will be we got like a pack of dogs. They'll surround a piece of woods, and then the dogs will run the deer. Um, so I
Hey,
had
wait. Y'all deer hunt with dogs?
yes.
That is
So
different because we do dogs for duck hunting.
yeah,
And rabbit.
we got yeah. So just like rabbit. So my dad has a pack of rabbit beagles also, but so just like rabbit, the you let the dogs out, the dogs will jump the deer and run them out of the block of woods. And I had just I was in the wrong spot, and there's a guy we were hunting with. He didn't know where I was. I didn't know where he was, and he saw the deer at the same time I saw the deer. I was about to shoot, but he shot first and got me.
Where you get hit at, man? That details out.
Yeah, so I got hit right above the kneecap.
Oh,
Yeah, I got smoked in the leg.
Damn.
I know it's crazy.
and so
Like, did you scream?
Did I scream?
You can be real here. This is a safe place.
Yes.
We're not gonna shoot you.
No, I appreciate that. I did scream. I was 13, man. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
My it was cold that day, and I had like a bunch of layers of pants on, and so I get shot, and I'm like, Dad, I just got shot, and he's like, dude, like, don't mess with me like that. Like, don't you can't joke about like with things about like that. And so I start pulling these layers of pants down, and I'm leaking, and he's like, oh my God, get in the truck. And dude, when I got in the truck and bent my legs, like bent my knees to like sit in the passenger seat, there was blood and it was shooting out of my leg and hitting me in the face. It was nuts.
Randy, the race for season 7 IOTB awards. We do awards at the end of every season.
Yeah.
And one of them is always toughest athlete. And I thought KJ Johnson, the gymnast from LSU, had this on lock after she broke both her shins and had titanium rods put in. but you got shot. I mean, you're the first of over 200 plus guests to come on here and be shot. You're our 50 Cent, bro. Like,
I mean, I'm honored. I appreciate it.
So like when you retell that story, like you just told it to us, I mean, it's pretty gnarly story, but I think I would be adding something, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
yeah, I got shot in the knee, but then I picked up the deer, put it on my back, and we walked out of there.
Yeah, I gotta think of some cool details. If you guys have any pointers for me, we'll talk about
I
that.
mean, we're from Memphis, so yeah, we can give you like shooting stories all day, bro.
yeah, unfortunately, that's the thing. Like I said, I made it as a joke, but it's a different kind of hunting going around here. But at that age, man, you're 13, so as I've seen you play more than just baseball, you're playing numerous different sports, and then that's why I was curious to where you got shot at. So you tell me you get shot in the leg above the kneecap. I mean, how does this? Obviously, we know it hinders you, but man, how long did it take before you were able to actively be able to play sports in a right way?
Which is, yeah, that I feel like this is a crazier part of the whole story. 3 days later, I was back playing basketball. 3 days
What?
later, yeah, man, it hit me, and then they never took it out. It got so when I got hit, it went up towards my thigh, and they said that it was in a spot where it would never affect me, and yeah, so
Yo,
So
you're
this
walking
bullet's still in
around
you
with
right now?
lead?
yeah, I still have the bullet in me.
Oh, so you go off like when you go through a metal detector?
Yeah, so we haven't had to fly yet this year other than LSU, and they didn't check for it. But normally when I fly like commercially, I have to have this little card that says I got a bullet.
Yo, whoa. What? Okay. What kind of bullet did you get shot with?
I got shot with a 12 gauge, just one buckshot pellet from a 12 gauge.
Oh man, how bad did it hurt, man?
It wasn't great. I mean, it's a crazy.
I bet it was not.
Randy, this episode's supposed to be about baseball, but
Oh,
I
sorry.
just want to tear this story apart, dude. Like I want to go all in. He will
um,
get his own documentary like Derek Jeter.
Right.
it it so it didn't hurt as bad as you would think, but the feeling of how hot my leg is like something I can't really describe. It's like someone had a match and put it inside of your leg.
You were 13, and the person that shot you, how old were they?
Probably 45.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
how bad did they feel?
awful. And it was one of my dad's best friends, so it was like it was yeah. I felt terrible for him. I mean, I was chilling. I mean, once I got to the hospital and they got the blood to stop, like I was chilling, and then he was able to come in check on me, but he was down bad for a while.
Down
Randy,
bad.
let's be honest. Accident or not, me and you go hunting. We both got kids. If one of us shot the other one's kid, it is on, bro.
Oh, it's on site. It's on site.
So they must have been really good friends because I'm telling you right now, me and him are best friends, and somebody else is getting shot in this equation.
You fired back.
No, that's all good. So, man, I talked about it. You played more than just baseball. You bounced back 3 days later, so you playing basketball. What all sports did you play?
Yeah, so I played baseball, basketball, and football through my senior year of high school.
So I want to ask because we like to try to get an honest answer to this question. We have a lot of baseball players. A couple of them actually have been legitimate hoopers, but a lot of them believe they're hoopers. And we find out whether we talk to their teammates, family, friends, whatever, they lying their ass off, Hunter.
Yeah.
Could you hoop?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't hoop. I would. I was in there to get the rebounds and to foul out. That was the goal, man. Get in there, play some good defense, get a couple rebounds, and dude, they used to tell me as soon as you get the ball, pass it, get rid of it.
Randy, I'm getting look because he's like 4 or 5 guys now that have said that that's their job. I want to get a team of them together and get a church league team, and we're gonna
Dominate.
we gonna foul and rebound, baby.
We will get some boys.
They're gonna feel us. We might not win the game, but they gonna know who we are.
That's right.
They're not even scoring. It's going to be like 8-4. Maybe free throws.
Yeah, you gotta give them free throws. But all right, so you play any sports? You said you played through high school. What high school did you go to?
I went to a high school called Fuqua School in Farmville, man. Super small private school.
Yeah, man, I was reading it off the thing, and I was like, I don't even know how to say that. I'm glad he's gonna get to say it, not me.
Yeah,
But
small. I
Why
graduated with 30 people, so it was a small class.
30 people?
30 other students. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Well, we had 30 in each class, like no cap. I think we had 600 or something, Jim, graduate with us.
I know how many people we had because it's unfortunate why I know. I know we had 605 because you know how they give you where you finish in the class. It's
Yes.
the first time I've ever said this on this episode. I'm airing it out for everybody. Dude, I finished 527th out of 605. Look, I don't even know how I graduated, but that's a story for another day. But
We're
nonetheless,
lucky to be
I
on
did.
this podcast.
There's a reason why I went to the military instead of college. I mean, let's call it what it is. So, but anyway, back to you. So you led the school into the 2017 and 2018 VISSA baseball state championship games in your junior and senior years. In the 2014, y'all did win the state championship. You were ranked as the number 29 player in Virginia by Prep Baseball Report. You were an all-state selection all 4 years while playing basketball and football in high school, as you mentioned. So my first question right off the top, man, how do you find time to play all three sports?
Yeah, so it was a lot of I mean, obviously baseball was always number one and where I invested most of my time, but I would, play football, go to football practice in the fall and summer, and football practice started like August 1st and would roll through, we were playing into November. But I would rip a practice and then get in the car with my parents and drive to baseball practice at night. So it was it was a lot, but it was cool. I enjoyed playing with my boys.
So baseball is obviously your best sport based upon, what we know where you're at, but it's not always the favorite sport. Was baseball your actual favorite sport to play of the three?
Yeah, it was my favorite. Football is close behind, just because my best friends were really good football players, and our town really like got behind the football program. So growing up and playing high school football there was super cool. People really loved coming out, and it was like a big thing. It was cool.
Yeah, no doubt. I made a huge mistake. My dad still lets me know to this day. I focused completely on football because all my friends played it. I loved it more, whatever. I was actually outstanding at soccer, but I didn't think it was cool. So I bounced out. My dad was like, "You could have went to college for soccer and you never were going to go for football." But I went where my friends were and I wanted to have fun and, try to hit people occasionally. So that I actually made the wrong choice on the sport, but it's all good. So you know, what position did you play in football? Speaking of hitting, I want to ask that out of curiosity.
Yeah, so I played. I was a quarterback, backup quarterback, and then moved into quarterback my senior year, and then I played receiver, and then corner and linebacker.
So Randy, man, we got a dude who's the stud in the infield. He's rebounding, he's fouling, and then in football he's your quarterback. He's also playing any other position. This is the definition of a utility guy right here. And so do you feel like playing? Look, we ask this question a lot, and we usually get the same answer. I want to see if you feel the same. Do you feel like playing all these different sports help make you a better athlete for just baseball specifically?
100%. I think that I mean I think I've told people this before. I think that you can tell the baseball players who've played football before. I think it creates a tougher player. I'm gonna be honest. It takes a lot to go out there in August and run hills and get smacked in the mouth. And then I see some of these guys who play baseball who if they got smacked in the mouth like that, they will fold up.
Yeah, yeah, no, the intensity level of a guy who played football, like the one of the first ones who really elaborated on it as a guest of ours was Landon Sims, right? The pitcher for Mississippi State, the closer, won national championship. He came on right after. And if you ever watch him, he's so fierce and like a bulldog on the mound. And he said that was from Friday Night Lights. Like he said he still pitches with a football mentality. And
No
then
doubt.
you've had other guys who even talked about playing the different sports and the agilities that they got from, like you said, basketball, like being able to move has helped. So it's crazy. People don't understand how a guy can play multiple different sports, maybe not playing baseball all year round and focusing completely on that, and how they're still as good as they are. And it's because other sports can help mold you into the athlete that you are. So baseball being the you know primary focus at the end of the day. At what point do you realize you got what it takes to go to the next level and coaches start approaching you for college?
You're saying like at what point in my career did I realize that?
Yeah, in high school, like I mean, was it early as a freshman? Were you a late bloomer, like junior? And when did you start figuring out, hey man, I'm going to go to college and play?
Yeah, so I think I started realizing like freshman year of high school. I was like, actually wasn't even that good to be honest with you in high school. I was just okay. I mean, I was one of the better players in our area, but our area ain't even that big. So I committed to my old school in 10th grade as a walk on. I committed super early because that was my dream school. I wanted to go to Longwood so bad, just for the sole fact of it was right at my house, and I grew up going to those games, and I could hunt and fish every day at the house and play baseball at the same time.
Well, man, he answered the next question, Randy. We always ask, why do they pick that school? This man just, hey, it's down the street and he's going to be able to live his normal life. So, man, now, hey, you just go and talk to him about Longwood. We already know.
Yeah, so yeah, Longwood is right in Farmville. It's a small school, and it was a perfect fit for me coming out of high school. I think that obviously, I mean, who doesn't want to play in the like SEC? Like the SEC is the best of the best. But I tell people all the time, like out of high school, I wasn't ready to play in this league. So being able to go to Longwood and develop and play every day and get those at bats was huge for me.
Hunter, what you just said, I don't think you understand the value of it. We have had so many guys we've talked to who had to backtrack and then come back forward because they tried to go to the bigger school that they weren't ready for. And so the idea that you realized that out the gate saved you time and got you to a place where you were happy and, like you said, wanted to go to and were able to develop to where you are now. Some just don't get that. They see the prestige, they want to go to the big place, and then they find themselves not getting any playing time and then having to transfer out, and they're taking a step backwards and they're wasting time. For you, you're getting right into the game and you're going to a place you want to go. So, man, I mean, that's wisdom right there, brother.
It was yeah, man, it was a blessing the way things worked out. Like, you know, out of high school I didn't have all the options that, some of these high like, my boys here at UK or, I talked to them about their high school and they're like they had offers from here and here and here. I didn't really get that experience out of high school, but it was cool like that the transfer portal happened and I got to live that stage of my life like later, when I was older and able to make better decisions.
No doubt, maturity is a lot different. Not to keep harping on this, Hunter, but you said that you went there so you could hunt and fish. So you still hunt after you got shot?
I do, yeah. I still go all the
A
time.
little gun shot? No.
To be honest, I was for a little while. Like I would hear a gunshot go off and I would jump a little bit, but
Grab your knee.
nah, we've moved past that. Now we're good.
Okay.
Look,
Okay,
look,
good.
all I know is I heard the ambulance sound in the background of it.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like,
which
what's
one of
going
us is
on?
in Memphis? No, no, but listen, man. So let's get into it at Longwood. You're named at Longwood's Freshman Student Athlete of the Year following an outstanding freshman campaign where you hit 253, 42 starts, 51 appearances. The thing we always like to know is what did you learn from that first year, that freshman year?
I think I learned that I needed to get a lot better. Um, I was overmatched a little bit. I felt like my freshman year, and dude, 50 like in high school, most games I ever played in a season was like 25 or 30, and then you're ripping a 55 game college season, and my body just felt terrible at the end. And yeah, so that was kind of the biggest thing I learned was like how to get prepared for like what a college season is like.
What do you think is more? Because we talked to a lot of guys about this and ladies. Do you think it's more on the physical side or more on the mental side on your getting your body ready?
That's a good question. I would say mentally, I feel like it's the first time like I really experienced large amounts of failure. High school. You're kind of like the best player, and you don't really experience that. But going into college, you experience failure for the first time. So mentally, I feel like I had a lot of growth there, but like my body definitely wasn't prepared either. So it was a little bit of both.
Yeah. So that sophomore season, you start off kind of red hot before COVID came along. So you talked about getting your body ready mentally and physically. What did you do once COVID hit to stay ready?
Yeah, so COVID was a terrible thing for so many people, but it allowed me the opportunity to be at UK right now. So I'm grateful that it happened. And that whole season got canceled. You know, at the time you thought it was the worst thing ever, but looking back at it now, I wouldn't be here, probably wouldn't be on the show with you right now.
Well,
Um,
this show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for COVID because we
Oh,
started it
yeah, you
because
guys
of
are
COVID.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. So yeah, during COVID, I spent a lot of time with my strength coach, and you know, it was his gym that he had was like the only gym that didn't close down, and we just got after it every day. It was you know it was what I looked forward to. All my boys were in there, and it was a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you said, you know, obviously COVID was a bad thing and it was a terrible thing. But a lot of athletes have said that exact thing, especially collegiate athletes have said it gave me time to have perspective, to reset, to get myself ready. And I think that what you're seeing, in my opinion, all across college sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, what you're seeing is a better product after that. Some older guys like you're a perfect example of that. But there's just a lot of examples where that actually helped the product even be better. And I say product because it's a business, Hunter. We know that, right? But listen, 2021, junior year, I want to know about one game in particular. You tied a team record with a 5-hit game on February 23rd against NC Central, going 5 of 6 with 3 runs scored and 6 RBI. Also, hit a bomb. Talk to me about having the emotions of going through everything you've been through, large amounts of failure, COVID, you're working, you're doing that, and then to have that career day. What was that like?
Man, that feels like so long ago, but yeah, it was a cool day, man. It was it was exciting, and it just I always feel like I'm only, one swing away from another one of those days at any time, which is the cool thing is like, that day didn't feel any different than, what Friday night's going to feel like for me. So it was cool, man. Like a career day like that is something I'll never forget, It's like, it feels like you're never going to get out, which is a cool feeling.
No, absolutely. Coming up like a beach ball. But listen, I got a question for you, and I ask a lot of guys this. Do you ever have a chance to have perspective of moments like that? Because you talked about the failure. I have kids that play sports. It's a game of failure, softball, baseball. But do you ever have the chance to sit back and get the perspective of having a career day like that? Or is it just move on to the next one?
No, I think at that time in my career, I was a younger guy. Like I didn't, I kind of just moved on to the next one. But
You're like,
I,
that's what I do.
yeah, no, now I would definitely, take that in and celebrate that more. I think that, now that I'm older, I put more stuff into perspective of, how important and how cool things are. And, like the other night at LSU, packed out crowd, like you definitely take a second to just soak it all in and be like, wow, this is why I came to play at UK and came to play in the SEC.
I like how he keeps
Absolutely.
bringing up LSU. It just makes my
Yeah,
heart
it
happy.
definitely it had an
You're a
impact.
big LSU fan, man. That
Yeah.
you guys do it right down there.
Yeah, yeah. So listen, 2022, that's when you really break out. You started and played in 51 games, finished ranked in the top 10 in the Big South, and slugging at 579, that's eighth. OPS 974. RBIs 43, that's ninth. Home runs 13th, sixth. Total bases 103. Walks, he had 30 of those. Sacrifice flies, 5. Had 13 multi-hit games on the season. Had a perfect year defensively at first, where you turned in a 1,000 fielding percentage and 427 chances, which included the most putouts in the conference at 404. How do you, man, 1,000, like not one? Do you feel like that your scorekeeper loved you, or all 427 legit, Hunter? Talk, be real.
Nah, I was going crazy defensively that year. It was like it was a good year, man. And the crazy thing is I was doing it. The field we were playing on was not SEC caliber field. So
That's
it was cool to be a part of that. I didn't even realize it till like 2 or 3 games left. Someone brought it up to me, like, you haven't made an error all year. And I'm
oh,
like,
they can't bring it up. What the
I'm
hell?
saying, I'm like, man,
What?
I'm about to get a ball ripped at me today.
So do you think that obviously this kind of coming to fruition that season, is this just a product of the work that you had putting in? You mentioned after your freshman year how you felt like you had to get a lot better. So it's just putting in the work, and then these are the results of that, or what do you think you did specifically to get you there?
Yeah, 100%. It was just, just stacking days together and and just the day in and day out of just continuing to do and work like I work is, I feel like that's what that was the byproduct of it. So, people were asking me, "Are you shocked?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. I should have been doing this the whole time."
Yeah, absolutely. So after obviously the question that everybody wants to know, Hunter, is, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit, if people have been listening and taking context clues, but why Kentucky?
Yeah, so once I got in the portal, you start getting messages and emails from a bunch of different places, and
How crazy was that?
it's pretty crazy, man.
Was it overwhelming?
A little bit. So the whole process, like, I'm not sure if any guys have like talked to you like how you do it, but at my old school, we had to go like to an office, and see this lady who was in charge of the transfer portal or whatever, and she like fills out all your information, and I hadn't even got out of the office yet before, like, I guess the email goes in that you're in the portal and they can contact you. And yeah, my phone was going crazy. It was nuts.
No, absolutely. So talk to me about what the emotions are like going from, obviously you talked about your dream school in Longwood. You don't regret it. You needed to go there. But what are the emotions going to from Longwood to an SEC caliber program, SEC program like Kentucky?
Yeah. So I mean, throughout the whole portal process, you have that little bit of self-doubt, like, can I play there? Can I do this? Like, is it going to be that big of a jump? But I figured it was my last year. We were about to figure out if it was a good if it was going to work out or not. I felt like, talking to the staff here and seeing what the SEC and UK had to offer is, I couldn't turn it down, and it worked out perfectly for me.
Let's talk about how it worked out. You seem to acclimate pretty well, batting 348, 8 home runs, 55 RBIs, and even named. And you don't really seem like you love it when I do this, but I'm going to name off some things. National Hitter of the Week, 314-23 by the NCBWA. Co-National Player of the Week by Collegiate Baseball. Co-SEC Player of the Week. So talk to me, Hunter. How are you already finding so much success going from Longwood, no disrespect to Longwood, no disrespect to Farmville, Virginia, but to a difficult league like the SEC, and you're getting better?
Yeah. So the coaching staff here has been huge for me. The way that we made some big swing adjustments, some just dove into what makes me good and what caused me to be bad when I was going through like slumps and, when I wasn't hitting well. So we've been able to look at that, and it's going to sound crazy to say this, but my old school, we didn't have a batter's eye. And so there was no batter's eye at a lot of the schools that we played at. So being able to be places where I can actually see the ball has been very helpful.
You know what? That seems like for people that haven't played or don't follow the game, that probably seems like an insignificant thing, but you're right. I mean, what small detail, right? Seeing the ball off the batter's eye. I think some people think that it's there, because I actually heard this recently, that it's just there because they want, it's like the green monster. And I'm like, no, that's not it.
Randy, he brought that up, but other than when I was going and watching Dylan and them boys at the JUCO games, I've never been to a park that didn't have a batter's eye. So it's one of those things that I didn't even think about.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It makes it so many seeing breaking balls, and I feel like I'm hitting better off breaking balls now, and the pitching staffs are way better, and it's like, how are you doing that? Well, I can actually see the spin of the ball now compared to when the ball's just coming out of nowhere.
I'm glad you brought it. It made me appreciate what the stadium, because obviously we're in SEC country, we're going to all these SEC stadiums and they got them, but it makes me appreciate it because you bringing it up. Not everybody has that.
Yeah, man. It makes. I mean, it makes. I can't imagine facing some of these Friday night arms in the SEC with no batter's eye.
Yeah. Imagine Paul Skeens, no batter's
Don't
eye.
even go Skeens. Go use your Chase Burns, man. You can't see Chase Burns yet at all.
You're not getting a hit if those guys are throwing with no batter's eye. It'd probably look like they were throwing 130
it's
miles.
tough enough when they're throwing, when you do have a batter's eye. I can imagine without it, it's even tougher. But listen, Hunter, let's dive into this team. You guys started out red hot, took a lot of people by surprise. Jim and I, Jim and I and DB. We do this for a living, whatever. We do it for fun. But this took a lot of people by surprise. When Kentucky started shooting up the rankings, a lot of people were like, wait, Kentucky, look, we know them for basketball. and they've done some things in football, but baseball. But you guys have struggled a little bit lately. What do you think you guys got to do as a team to get back on that track?
Yeah, so we just got to get back to playing like our style of baseball. Like we don't do all the homer hitting. Like we don't hit the bombs. We don't hit the power hitter guys. Like we play small ball and we score runs in different ways than a lot of these SEC teams. Who need to hit the homers. Like we don't make our money off the homers. So we just got to get back to playing our game and you know we've had our one of our big arms out or two of our really important pieces of our pitching staff out, so getting them back and we're right in games, and so you plug those guys in and the last 4 weeks look a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I think people look. I'll admit it right here, like on the show. I didn't give y'all enough credit, and then obviously I watched y'all come into Baton Rouge and give us hell, and then I watched all weekend in anticipation for the show, and y'all gave Vandy hell. Obviously that y'all should have took Game 3, but we're not gonna go there. But like you showed that, or y'all showed that Kentucky is very legit and not overranked by any means.
Nah, I saw that they knocked us out the top 25 today, but
You're still in ours. You're still in ours.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, you guys, LSU, you guys are number one. Vandy, I think I don't even know what they were, 4 or 5.
That's what I'm saying. But you lost to number 1 and number 4. Like that's why I don't drop you out of the top 25. Like, I mean, you're playing dudes, man.
Yeah, if they're 1 and 4, then I don't know how we ain't a few spots behind.
Let's ask a fun ranking question, Randy, because it's been a hot topic today all over Twitter. Look, Hunter, it's common sense, man. You're a guy who goes to college. I'm sure you've got a good bit of intelligence, and you're a baseball player. So they put South Carolina in front of Vanderbilt in the rankings when Vanderbilt beat South Carolina and has a better record. Tell me, make it make sense. Hunter, give it to me. How does it make sense?
So that what they do, they put South Carolina ahead of Vandy
by one spot when Vandy took the series from South Carolina and has the better record.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I don't know how they do that. I guess they aren't giving us enough respect either. When they say, I mean, they swept us and.
Yeah. But that's one of those things. They're not giving y'all respect. That's one of that. But I just wanted to ask you because it's like head to head speaks for itself, right? Like, I mean,
I would go off head to head, and then I think South Carolina. I don't think they had a great series this past weekend. So
well, I hope they don't have a good one coming up, and you know why.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. So listen, and you've mentioned it a few times. I think I know what your answer is going to be to both of these questions. But what has been your favorite series as a team so far, and also what's been the hardest series as a team so far?
My favorite series would let me think. My favorite series would probably be Mississippi State here, just because it was my first SEC series, and that was super cool. Just being a part of that. You watch these boys on TV all the time, and now you're there. So,
give us your thoughts on Duty Noble, man. I mean, because I'll be there this weekend for Arkansas, Mississippi State. Talk about that stadium and its magnitude.
So we didn't get to go there. They came to us.
They were in Kentucky.
Oh, I thought y'all beat them in Starkville. My bad.
No, that was a little bit up north.
Dang, it'd been more fun if you beat them in Starkville. I could dog them out some more, but never mind.
That would have been that's definitely on my bucket list to go check out, man. Our coaching staff came from Mississippi State. Like 4 of our coaches all coached, and then one played on the I think the College World Series runner-up team. From Mississippi State, and I hear stories of Starkville. It seems like an awesome place to be, so I'm sure you'll have a good time this weekend.
They have a cool baseball stadium. Not a lot of good baseball, but a cool baseball stadium.
You're throwing shade just because a lot of Mississippi State listeners on here.
Yeah. So listen, South Carolina coming to town this weekend. They're ranked number 3, but we just mentioned it. They're struggling themselves, and in the SEC this year, Jim's done a lot of digging into this. The home teams have taken care of business at a remarkable clip.
It's I think after Sunday finish, it's almost 50 games over 500.
50 games over 500. But my question to you is, what's the message from an older guy like yourself to not let the rankings or wherever they're at intimidate you guys, and not let that, look, you got to take advantage of the home series, right? Keep that trend going.
Yeah, we got to take advantage of this one. I mean, the whole ranking thing doesn't really matter because I'm gonna be honest, like we think we're the best team in the country.
I love it.
we think that we're really good, and we just haven't shown it the past 4 weeks. So yeah, we're excited. I think we look forward to them being ranked number 3 in the country because that gets us a chance to prove like, hey, we're right there with them.
And then the next week, y'all get to go on the road to take on another. What was Tennessee today? Top 15?
I think they were up there. I'm
Top
not
15.
sure, but
So
yeah,
you guys and yeah, this is what you came to Kentucky for, right? To
it is.
play against South Carolina, to play at Tennessee, to finish off the season, then go to the Hoover, and then get into the tournament, right? So I mean, if you could have told anybody that was following college baseball at the beginning of the season, everything's in front of you, Kentucky baseball, you take that all day, right?
100%. I mean, our coaching staff kind of has been relaying that message to us. Like, I mean, if if you could say we have 11 wins in the SEC with 3 weekends left, would you take it?
Hell
And
yeah.
100 times out of 100.
Well, the magic number usually is 15. If 15 wins in the SEC gets you into the tournament, right? You guys have 9 chances to get 4 wins. You could
Right.
go under 500. That's not the goal, right? We don't want to do that. But you have that you would take those odds at Kentucky base any SEC
Well, it's like you
school.
said, they're
100 out of
they're
100.
getting healthier. Like, going back home, I feel good about it. I got a fun question for you, Hunter, and they're all guests of the show. Some of them multi-time guests, and they're friends of ours, so they won't take any offense to this question. I promise. So it's meant all in fun. When we talk about that Tennessee pitching staff, like I said, Dolander's a multiple-time guest, Burns, Beam. If you could pick one that you want to hit a home run off of, not because you like dislike them, just because. Which one you want to hit a bomb off of?
I mean, I would have to say Dolanter just because most of the hype is around him, and I feel like I'm right there with him in that caliber of a player. So I think that would be a cool one to hit a homer off of, but I think I'd like to leave Knoxville with a couple. So,
Dude, I love it. Because there's a rivalry between Tennessee and Kentucky, right? I don't know that it's
I've heard. That's what I've heard. I'm excited for that.
it's a rivalry. And look, that baseball stadium, while it does not have the size of Duty Noble or Swayze or LSU, it's definitely intense. There's only 4,500, 4,600, but I think that Tony Vitello describes it as like a hornet's nest. I was just there in the Vandy series. You saw we took care of business there. But for Tennessee, it was like the opposite end of the spectrum. They had all this expectation, and now they're sitting with the same exact amount of wins, 11 and 10, with everything in front of them too. It's just amazing to me how the different narratives go, right? You have a team that was expected to do something. Not a lot of people were giving you the respect, and then you guys took the respect, and now they're starting to find a stride. You guys are sliding, but at the end of the day, exact same record in the SEC with everything in front of both of you.
Yeah, man, it's exciting.
And that would be great if they both take care of business this weekend going into that series with the same record, man, because I think that would be the series of the weekend.
I think, hey, I'm picking Kentucky. I'm spoiling it. I'm picking Kentucky again this weekend. Y'all let me down last weekend, Hunter, but now that you've been on our podcast, I don't think y'all will again.
I got you. I appreciate.
But don't listen to the show next week when I have to pick Tennessee and Kentucky. Okay, just
I got
skip
you.
that.
I'll skip them and watch it after.
Yeah.
I'll watch it the week after.
All right, man. So enough of the baseball talk. We're going to do a game called This or That. It's pretty simple, man. I'm going to give you 2 options to choose from, one or the other. You just can't say neither. You can't say both. It's a fun game. Every guest has played, so I'm assuming you're down to play.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So if you had a time machine, Hunter, are you going to the past or are you going to the future? And I don't even mean specifically just your past. Like if you go back in time or if you go into the future anywhere.
Would you go to the woods when you were 13?
Oh, that's not what I said.
No, I would go to the
Last
past.
joke I'm making.
I would go to
kidding.
the past.
Would it be something in your we don't got to get details if that it is your past, or is there like a time era you want to go to?
No time era. I would just enjoy, like high school and that time with my boys.
All 30 people, all of them.
All 30 of us, yeah. I would run that back.
I heard that. All right, so this is a weird question, but we got it from the Savannah Bananas, and I even changed it a little bit. Randy's gonna like this. So it was, would you rather have your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe? But the donkey's just not, it's not bringing enough pop. So I changed it to a zebra. Would you rather ride around on a zebra or a giraffe?
A giraffe.
All right. What's your? We've had some good reasoning. I'm just curious. What would be your reasoning for the giraffe?
I feel like I would be just up there. I could feel like I could see everything.
That's the right answer. See, it used to be because it just looked cooler, but now that people are talking views, that's the right answer because when you're up there, you can see everything. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one's interesting because I knew you still hunted. I followed up. You can check on social media and everything. Would you rather never be able to turkey hunt again? Let's go overall hunting again. Let's put extra emphasis on this. Never hunt again, or never hit another home run.
Oh, that's a tough one, man.
I
Holy
knew it
cow.
would be. I wanted to bring it on this question.
I would say,
You can still bat 500, Hunter. You just can't hit no
yeah,
home runs.
yeah, I'm with you. I don't think I could ever not kill a turkey. I'd rather keep killing turkeys and hitting homers.
You can still hit seeds, just keep it inside.
Yeah, I'll just hit doubles.
Are you by chance a Austin Riley fan, Hunter?
I am. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's a two-time guest of this show, and I think me and Randy have come to the conclusion that he likes hunting more than baseball. I think if you had to tell him that
That's
if he had to
fast.
give up one or the other, he's going to give up baseball. It's wild to think with as good as he is. So I feel how much you love hunting. All right, would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy?
This is actually really ironic for him.
Oh, I've already posted on Twitter a picture of
Yeah.
him side by side with Josh Duhamel. Everybody's saying he looks just like him. It's on. So anyway, yeah, well, that's what I'm doing while you're interviewing with Randy. I'm sitting there posting pictures of you on Twitter. Would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy movie with your enemies or in a horror movie with your friends?
I'm gonna go horror movie with my friends because
There's some scary movies out there.
there are, but my boys are some fools, so they would make it a good time.
Randy, if it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I would push you down and let him get you first, bro.
I'm kicking you in the bad knee.
And and the worst part is we're gonna be running, and he's gonna be walking, and he's still gonna catch us. That shit.
Yeah, no matter where we go. So let's just get in your car and drive away.
All right, this next one's fun, man. You can go to any concert, bucket list concert, or any sporting event. Are you going to the concert or are you going to the sporting event?
I think that I would. I think I'd have to go see my boy Luke Combs.
Where are you going to see him at? A lot of people lately hadn't known where they would want to go see, and usually most people would like have a city or somewhere they would want to go see him.
Yeah, so he's coming. He's actually coming to Virginia Beach this summer. So I think I'm gonna try and make it there.
There it is, Randy. Go to Luke Combs in Virginia Beach.
Come on, Randy. We can make it happen.
Let's go.
We can make it happen, Randy.
I'm down.
All right. So this next question seems easy, but for some people they're more traditionalists. For Kentucky uniforms, man, are you a fan of the dark mode with the black, or do you like the whites?
I like the whites.
Do you really?
Traditional guy. I like traditional guys.
I like traditional too, but y'all look so clean in that black and blue, bro.
Yeah, the black and blue looks good, man, but we have not had a lot of success in the black and blue.
Then retire them.
The black. So we had at one point in the year, all 5 of our losses had come in the blacks.
I'll never wear them again.
The boys were down to hang them up, but we mixed in a couple wins in the blacks, so we're back on good terms with them. So I'm gonna say white.
A funny story, Randy. Me and you hadn't even talked about this. I meant to tell you this at the LSU Ole Miss series. So Hunter, during that run for Ole Miss last year, it actually started. They had started wearing their camo hats with their uniform, and that whole run started with the camo hats. Well, it was military appreciation this year, and so they were going to wear the camo hats. And I've seen a lot of people saying we're going to start our run again. And then obviously they got swept by LSU, so the camo hat thing didn't work 2 seasons in a row. But superstition and uniforms and all that stuff, it's a part of baseball. And last year they started rocking them camo hats, they started winning, and so hey, whatever works. But y'all have a clean set of uniforms. Do y'all still wear the sleeve or the vest ones?
Yeah, we do. We wear those on Sundays.
Are you? Let me ask you, because TJ loved those. Some people don't like those. Do you like those?
Not a fan.
They're all right.
I didn't ask you. I asked him.
I could see his look on his face. He's not. He doesn't love them.
Yeah, they're okay.
I think TJ liked him because he hit bombs them, is what he said. And so it's kind of goes with what Hunter's saying about winning or losing. Hey, some uniforms just work for you.
Some of them bad boys just feel good. I'm a pinstripe pant, black top guy. That's what works for me.
So,
Fresh.
so this next question is interesting because we've never asked it to someone who's been shot and walking around with a bullet in them. Would you rather be attacked by a grizzly bear or a tiger?
I would have to say, I would probably rather be attacked by a grizzly bear.
Do you have any kind of strategy? I mean, are you gonna try to outrun it? Are you gonna try to play dead? Are you climbing a tree? What are we doing here, Hunter?
Yeah.
Are
I'm
you
a,
gonna wrestle it straight up, bro?
I mean, my boy is 6'2", 230, man. Maybe he's gonna try to get a little.
no, I'm gonna try and wrestle him for a little bit, but I think the grizzly bear would get it over with a little bit quicker than the tiger. I think the tiger would mess around with me for a little while before he got me.
Yeah, you bring up his size, Randy, but the biggest guy that we've asked this question to was Blake Birkin. That's the one who said he would play dead. He would wrestle with him.
No, I ain't playing dead. I'm gonna give that bear or tiger hell for as long as I can.
Yeah, I think with the tiger, if you fought back, you might end it quicker, though. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. They're like cats. Cats play with their prey, but they don't kill them.
Nah,
They just injure them.
Yeah, they just wound him. But the grizzly bear, he's out to kill me. So we could run it for a few minutes and let the
Wait, what if it was a cocaine bear? Have you seen the movie?
I have not. I have not.
I haven't either. I was
Yeah,
going to give a spoiler.
we actually both
Not until it's free, bro.
We actually both said we were going to see it, and we did.
We did, but I'm waiting for it to be free. The podcast ain't buying my movies, bro. I'm saying
the podcast makes money. I just don't share it with you. Breaking news.
No, it's because we're giving it to NIL people, man.
Yeah, no, that's the truth of the matter. All right, last one, man, and this is the tough one, man. We're gonna find out a lot about you, Hunter, and don't lie to us on here. We can tell if you're lying. When people see video, they'll know. All right. Would you rather betray your best friend? And when I say betray, ultimate betrayal, there's no coming back. Or go to jail, hard time, 5 years for a crime you didn't commit.
I would probably go to jail. Yeah, I got a small circle, so for him to be one of my boys and to betray him like that, nah, I think I'm gonna have to run it.
Randy, tell him, bro. Tell him, bro.
Look, man, I do this podcast with two of my best friends since we were very young. I went to kindergarten with Daniel, who's not here. I've been to school with Jim since 7th grade. If the police come and question me, even if it was me that did it, I'm telling them it was them.
Come on, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it'd be a little bit different if I was actually in the situation, but for some from hardcore betrayal, yeah, it would have to, I would definitely think about running the prison.
I'm probably thinking about diming my kids out, like if something pops off.
Yeah.
You know what the question?
Not them.
You know what the question used to be, Hunter, and I haven't brought it up in I don't know, like 4 seasons. It's a fun time to bring it up just because you've had an outgoing personality. We used to ask, would you rather be the first pick in the MLB draft, and the caveat was you had to lose your friends, or would you rather be the last pick in the draft but you get to keep your friends?
Dang, that's a good question too.
That's tough.
And Daniel used to preface it by giving the money differential of that year, and at that time, it's basically you're talking about cutting $10 million loose to keep your friends.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, that one's a tough one.
And once again, me and Randy would tell him, bye.
$10 million.
$10 million. See
you know how many best friends I could have with $10 million?
But you're off the hot seat. You good, man. I was just bringing back a throwback, man. You've been a blast. Is there anything, man, you want to plug or promote, Hunter, before you get off here?
Nah, man, I don't have anything. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys, man. Yeah, this has been cool. I'm excited to hopefully we can talk again after we make a run at this thing.
I love it. Usually that's our Randy. Usually that's our comment. He said
Hunter's gonna take our hosting abilities.
Yeah, but hey, I love the belief that he has, man. You gotta love it. And so, man, with that, I'll go ahead and plug something for you. Obviously, if y'all want to see what Hunter's doing, man, he might be doing a podcast on a Monday night with us guys. You never know what's going on with Hunter, but check him out on IG at Hunter Gilliam 4. Or if you want to see what's going on with Kentucky baseball, man, it's simple. Kentucky baseball on IG. They got some awesome videos, some hype videos. You can see the highlights, the recaps. They got big weekend upcoming. Obviously, they got a midweek game coming up, but the way we locked in on this South Carolina thing. Y'all take care of business in this midweek, and let's get to the South Carolina series. We're gonna be watching. We're gonna be rooting. Best of luck to you guys, Hunter.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate you, Randy.
Absolutely, my brother.
Absolutely. If there's anything we can do for you in the future, man, just let us know. But everyone, that is Hunter Gilliam. We're going to take a break. And when we get back, we are going to say, oh, I messed it up. Let's do that all again because I said his name wrong too. I called him Gilliam. It's a good thing I can edit. I meant to say Gilliam. I don't know why I said Gilliam. Anyway.
Restart.
That's why I can edit this stuff. Anyway, that's been Hunter Gilliam. If you Dang, I'm still messing this up. This is why our host, I don't do.
You want me to do this, bro?
Just to be clear, Hunter, me or Randy don't do this. This is our host spot. This is our third episode now without him. Hey, don't act like you didn't mess up episode 1, Randy.
I got you. I'm ready.
You messed up bad.
I'm ready.
Do it. Do right now. Go take us into the break.
Am I going like the whole thing or just the break?
No, the whole thing. Smart ass.
Okay. That's Hunter Gilliam, everyone. If you like hearing his story or you just like hearing Average Joe talk X's and O's, please like and share on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. Comments, ratings, and feedback are always welcome. We will see everyone back Wednesday night as we have a huge episode with Trey Morgan of the #1 ranked LSU Tigers. But in the meantime, remember, strong bodies, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We out.